Hello, everybody. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Um, last episode, whoa, boy, last episode that I uploaded was an entire 25 days ago. Yeah, that was a long time. A lot longer than I was anticipating, but hey, oh, here we are, right? Well, I guess the first things first, is gonna be to talk about kind of where, like, what was going on. Where was I? I'm also going to leave a timestamp for this because I think it's probably going to take a little while, probably like 8 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes is my guesstimate for, explanations and whatnot. Feel free to skip if you're just here for the darkest dungeon. Otherwise, you know what? Here we go. Starting off, at the first couple of days of my break, my cat. If you follow my Twitter, you kind of already know. If not, you know what? Here I am to explain. My cat got into an accident, and broke her shoulder falling down a flight of stairs. It was kind of like a 1 in a million kind of a chance. She was sitting at the top of the railing. This was at my parents' house, keep in mind. Because I can't keep her in my dorm, in my dorm. So I keep her at my parents' house to watch her, okay? So there's a little bit of exposition to this. Anywho, she was sitting on the top of the like banister, right? Because there's like a banister that leads up along, the length of the stairs, like the railing, right? Except it's wider. So she's sitting at the top of it, like right at the edge where it starts to go down. So like here's like it's like top of the landing, and then it goes down with the stairs, right? Well, she was right here at this corner, sitting right at the edge. Well, I was walking up the stairs, and she was asleep on it, all right? And I was walking up, and I had my hand, like, running along it. And I stopped when I was going up, and I was like, oh, shit, the cat's on here. I was like, okay, I need to, like, turn around and go down the stairs quietly so I don't, like, startle her and she doesn't fall off. Well, exactly that happened. I took a step back, and I guess I stepped down too hard because it woke her up and spooked her, and her reaction was to just push off with her legs and careen off off the railing, and then like bounce down every single one of the stairs, and then, fell limp at the bottom. So obviously, natural reaction is, well, my cat just fucking killed herself by throwing herself down the stairs. Luckily she didn't. She fell and, busted her shoulder and her head, and, it was pretty rough. We took her to the emergency clinic, my dad and I, and they were like, well, we got some bad news. She broke her arm. And I was like, okay. And they're like, normally cats can heal pretty quickly from these kinds of injuries, especially given the fact that she's a kitten, right? And they're like, but unfortunately, the break is so far up, close to her joint on her shoulder, that they can't cast it. And so they were like, well, this is the emergency clinic. Just, like, I don't know if I said it or not. This is at the emergency clinic. They're like, well, it looks like the course of action is going to be, we're going to have to cut her leg off. And we're going to have to amputate it, because otherwise it's not going to heal correctly, and, she's just going to be in severe pain, right? So, naturally, I was quite taken aback by this, and pretty distraught. So I put up a tweet that night on my account that was just like, look, shit's happening, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be recording, I'm kind of not in the mindset for it. I'm probably going to take like a week's break, and we'll figure it out from there. And so I did. In that week's break, we actually got her, so we took her to the emergency vet because it happened so late at night, and it was the weekend. So it happened, I think it was Saturday night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was really that Sunday, like 1 o'clock in the morning that happened. And the veterinarian isn't open on the weekend. They only open, they're only open on the weekdays. Like most, places of that nature. So this, happened Sunday night. and we scheduled her an appointment for the following, I think it was the Tuesday following the Sunday, right? So it was like 3 days. It was like, Sunday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday. Tuesday we get in, and there is better news. They do x-rays, and they're like, well, we're gonna call in a specialist, like a cat surgeon specialist. But judging from the x-rays, we'll probably be able to do a surgery on it and put some pins into her shoulder, and she'll be fine. And that was great. I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome. How much is it gonna be? And they were like, well, that's the thing. It's probably gonna be like $4,000. And they were like, but the other option is you just wait it out and see what happens. But first we want to get the specialist's opinion. I was like, okay, well shit, $4,000 is a fucking shit ton of money. Being a college kid, I already am drowning in debt. And I don't need to take another $4,000 on top of that. So I was like, okay, well let's wait for the specialist and we'll see what happens. So that's like another 2 days. And then they get the specialist, and the surgeon, we go back up, and the surgeon's like, okay, well, good news. We can definitely 100% operate on it. And your cat will be able to keep her leg, and she should heal fine. And I was like, okay, awesome. Let's do that then. So, we make all the preparations, whatever. My parents, being the kind souls that they are, offered to help pay for it. So I don't have, I didn't have to take all that on my own, whatever. So, yeah, that happens. The surgery was scheduled for June the 2nd. June the 2nd. June the 2nd happens, comes around, and, we get there, and we drop her off, and they're like, okay, we'll let you know this afternoon how everything went. We dropped her off in the morning. They're like, probably like, 2, 3 o'clock. We'll let you know how everything went. And, yeah, come back then. We're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll come back. So, we go home. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I get a call at like noon, and they're like, hey, can you come back to the vet real quick? And I'm like, okay. I drive back up to the vet, and they're like, yeah, so we're not actually gonna do this surgery today. I was like, okay, what the fuck? Why? And they're like, so we did another x-ray, and your cat's actually healing fine, so she probably doesn't even need a surgery. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why didn't you tell me this earlier? And they're like, well, we there was no way we could have known earlier. And they're like, but how kittens are, they just heal so fast. And I'm like, I don't care how fast they heal. You told me I was, I came here to get a surgery done, and now you're telling me that you're not going to do it. Oh, but you are going to charge me for taking her up to get a surgery. And they're like, yeah, pretty much. That's how that works. So they didn't do anything. They did 2 things to her while they were there. They took an x-ray. They did 3 things. They took an x-ray. They shaved her. They shaved the entire, upper half of her body, right? From, her spine down to, her midsection. On the entire side where they're doing the surgery on her shoulder, right? And they put her under anesthetics. They were like, well, we're not going to do the surgery because she probably doesn't even need it. But we are going to charge you for everything that we did, even though we didn't, have to do it. So here's a bill for $1,000. And I was like, what the fuck? That was just that was just like a pain in the ass. It was just like, well, great. Now come, well, even better is they're like, well, she probably doesn't need it, but come back in 4 weeks and then we'll tell you if we need to schedule it again. And I'm like, okay, great. So not only am I going to have to pay this $4,000 to get the surgery, but now I have to pay another $1,000 for you all to tell me I don't have to get it yet. I'm telling you, look, Medicaid, Medicare of the United States is a piece of shit. Don't ever come here if you need, if you're if you need anything medical done, don't go to the United States, move. Go somewhere else. Go to Sweden for 2 months, get what you need done, and then just come back and be like, oh, yeah, I changed my mind, I want to live here again. It's such a racket, I'm telling you. That's enough of that, though. So that's kind of how that happened. Yeah. That was that's the first part of where I was. The rest I'm going to talk about while we play, but that's the heavy stuff out of the way first. We're in like like week 2 of the 4-week waiting period. So she's doing fine. We have to keep her in a dog crate because, she can't move around too much because she risks further injuring her leg. And if she does, then, that could throw off the whole plan. So she's unfortunately being kept in in a small crate with like very minimal outside time. And I say outside time, I mean outside the crate, not like outside outdoors. She's allowed out to like lay on someone, and that's it. But like I'm not letting her out otherwise, and they told me not to because worst case scenario, she jumps off something and lands on her leg and breaks it like further because it was just a hairline fracture. It wasn't like a full complete break. But she risks getting a full break, and if she does, the chances of fixing it are going to be even slimmer than they were originally thought. So she's miserable, but, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's, like, for the greater good kind of thing, right? Like, sure, she's going to be unhappy in the time being, but, like, if it means she gets to keep her leg, she can suck it up. Yeah, so that happened. That, like I said, that was all the heavy stuff. That was the heavy stuff that I was originally gone for. Now for the lighter side of things. So the first week, right? It's been 25 days since I uploaded. That was the first 7 days, give or take, right? Because that was originally how long I'd planned for. I hadn't realized this at the time.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
So I hadn't, okay, I also need to do a little bit of exposition of the exposition. This is not the first time I'm recording this episode. Funny story, I had recorded one a little bit, I recorded one earlier that I was going to upload, and then something else happened, which I'm gonna get to, but it was the next part of my story, right? So, that was the first 7 days. After that, I recorded another episode, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. I think it's time to upload again. That was like a week, right? I forgot that I had a trip to Disney World that was like happening right at the end of that 7 days, right? And I had completely forgotten about it. So like I record it and stuff, and then I check my calendar and I'm like, oh my fucking god, I'm leaving in like 2 days. I was like, well, there's no point in me uploading because I'm literally gonna be gone for like a week, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna saddle this to the side. When I get back, I'll decide whether or not I want to, upload it or not. And so I did, and I just, I kind of waited. I had fun there. It was a trip with me and my girlfriend. We had been saving up money. Okay. We'd been saving up money for it just because, it was something that we'd been wanting to do. She loves Disney. She goes all the time. I'd never been, so it was nice for me to get to finally see everything that she always talked about. Also, I am gonna do like a very generic team, but that's just because I haven't played forever. It's been a very long time since I opened the game. It felt weird touching my mouse today.
The campaign can wait.
Let that sink in.
Now,
it felt weird to put my hand on the mouse and use it. That's how long it's been since I've been like on my computer. I don't have a jester, unfortunately, so somebody's gonna have to take their spot. I guess I just want something I'm not gonna have to think about while I go through a dungeon. I mean, honestly, if we really wanted that, we could take you. If we really, really didn't want to care about things. Yeah, what the hell. It's story time today. We don't really care about what we're doing, right? Like, look, you don't care, I don't care. I'm just gonna do something and just make it. I'm not doing that. I'll do something like, I just want something big. Give me a big dungeon. I have yeah. I don't have plenty of time to talk. Okay, well, we're still doing it, but okay. Go. No. Okay. So it was cool because like she, she loves the place. Like she goes, like I said, like all the time, and she constantly talks about how much she loves it. And was like appalled at the fact that I had never been. And so I finally got to go. It was really cool. It was really cool. If you've never been to Disney, you should go at some point in your life. I definitely think it's, something that should be on like everyone's bucket list. I would definitely say it's tailored to like little kids more so than it is to, like adults slash older teenagers. But I would still say it's definitely like an experience that you don't want to miss, I feel like all of yours were range. Yep, they sure were. I don't know, it's just something that you can enjoy at any age, I think. That's how I felt, at least. I definitely feel like I said, okay. The rides are like it's hard to say it's like an amusement park because it's not really like an amusement park. Like I have been to Universal Studios, right? Like Universal, like the amusement park, and I can fully say with like 100% that is an amusement park, right? All the rides there are like kick-ass crazy, and it's just like it's cool, right? They're thrill rides, and that's the big shtick there. It's hard to say that about Disney because it's not really like that. Disney is more so like it's hard to explain. It's like the experience, right? You go to Disney to experience Disney, not to ride a bunch of rides. It's not to say that the rides there are not cool. Like they had like a Pirates of the Caribbean ride that was amazing. I loved it. I went on it like 8 times, right? That was so cool.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil. Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't know, it's just, it's the experience. It's the experience of Disney instead of like some huge roller coaster that's gonna make you throw up at the end, right?
Another one falls.
I know, like, what the fuck? How did you live? What? Oh yeah, that's right, because you turn into something after you die. I remember. Anyways.
The match is
okay, I'm not gonna lie.
A blazing star is born.
I don't want to have to keep waiting over top of the narrator, so I'm not going to. As much as I like the narrator's voice lines, today's episode is about me. Anywho. It's definitely like it's the experience, right? The rides are a lot more tame, but like at the same time, they're just so cool. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, right? It's not like a big bumpy roller coaster. It's very I guess middle of the line is the best way to describe it. It's not like, like I said, it's not like one of those rides where you get off afterwards and you're like, oh my god, how am I able to stand right now, Because trust me, I've been on a couple of roller coasters like that. It's not like that at all. But at the end of it, you're like, oh my god, that was so cool. There were like pirates and shit. And, it felt like I was rolling along the ocean, in a boat. It's cool. It's cool. And like I said, like that's the big shtick of Disney. It's all about living in these worlds that they create in real life, like on these rides. And I just think that's neat, Because I definitely can say, like, I prefer that almost, as opposed to having something that's just... No, you're fine. I actually do want that blood. We don't need gems or anything. Those do not matter. I prefer it as opposed to having something that, like, is just like, ooh, there's a big drop, it goes in a loop, it's really fast. Like, that kind of stuff is cool, But I don't prefer those kinds of roller coasters. Like, I'm not a big roller coaster person in general. And that's kind of like an oxymoron for me to be like, yeah, I've been on some fucking wild roller coasters. Like I've been to a lot, like to a lot of amusement parks, right? And I have ridden a lot of roller coasters. And so for me to be like, yeah, I don't really like roller coasters, it's kind of like, well, what the fuck are you doing there then, right? To answer that simply, going because other people are going and I have to. It's not something like I would make the choice on my own to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this roller coaster that's just, 200 feet in the air and straight 90-degree drop. No, that's not my thing. That's not my scene. But at the same time, if, I'm in a party of like 10 people and 8 of them are like, yeah, I'm gonna go ride this big roller coaster with an 80 or a 90-degree drop, then I'm like 9 out of 10 times gonna be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going with you guys. And then I do. But, that's just like a case-by-case scenario. Which, going back to the original point of this entire sentence, is why I like Disney, because Disney is, like I said, it's not about that. Like, they have some that are bigger compared to, the rest of the stuff they have. Like the, I think it's called the Aerosmith, like, rock and roll roller coaster or something like that. That was a pretty fast, roller coaster. It was very cool, but it was pretty fast. Like, it was not at all like anything else I'd been on there, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. But it was a very cool ride. Yeah, I don't even know if you can get poisoned. I'm surprised actually that you have like resistances to any of those things. I guess you can't be too overpowered, right? So, yeah, overall, it was a very fun time at Disney. And it was one of the main reasons, like I said, that I just didn't get a chance to upload. And trust me, I definitely would choose Disney anytime. I definitely would choose. Funny enough, actually went 2 times in between this break. I went 1 time with my girlfriend for 4 days, 4 or 5 days, and it was like she had gotten like it's like a combination of like birthday money and money for finishing this semester, like not this semester, but like this year, right? This year in college. I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like I understand why her family is sending her money for finishing a single year of like 4 years of college, but you know what? She got money and she used it to take me to Disney, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I'm not gonna use it to complain too much, but anywho, going back to the main point, she paid for us to go. She bought like the park tickets and the room, and I paid for like meals and well, mostly meals and also like souvenir stuff. I was paying for that just as like I don't want to just post off of her money because it's kind of, look, I would coast off of her money, right? Because then I don't have to spend my money, but I'm not going to because, okay, you picked a bad person to go against, friend. Well, goodbye. Anywho, yeah, I mean, I would, because it means I don't have to spend, like, my own money that I have, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna do that, because I'm not a dickhead. So, no, it was just, it was just, like, the nice thing to do. Like, it was not the nice thing to do, it was the right thing to do. Was I paid for everything else. And, like, she didn't even ask me to, like, I just did that because, like I said, I mean, it's the right thing to do. You're taking me on the entire trip. I'm not gonna have you pay for everything added too. That just doesn't feel right. So Yeah, I paid for all that. We had a good time. And then I came back, and I had 2 days in between my next trip, which I did pay for myself. This is a trip that I had been planning with a group of my friends for like, I'm not exaggerating when I say like 8 years. We've been planning to go to Disney. We were gonna, okay. This is gonna reveal a lot about me here. We were planning to go at the end of senior year, when we all graduated. But then COVID happened. And then we had to wait till this year. So you can, put the pieces of the puzzle together to figure out pretty much how old I am and what year of college I'm finishing now. That's besides the point, though. I don't really care that much. Anywho, moving on. So, our plans got delayed until this year. So, we did it this year instead. So we went, and that was a very fun time as well. I actually got, like, one of these, like, lightsabers. Like, they have, like, it was like a lightsaber workshop that you had to, like, reserve a spot for. And then you got to build a lightsaber, right? And I built the lightsaber, and I gotta say, this thing is heavy. I kind of thought, like, going into it, it was like, okay, well, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like, probably like those toy ones like you see, but it's just gonna be cooler because, like, you made it. No, it's like it's legit. I don't know exactly what the hilt is made of, but it's made of a metal of some kind. And let me tell you, it's heavy. It's like, I'd say like it's solid like 10 pounds, which isn't like that heavy, but like considering the fact that it's like a toy, like a prop almost, it's kind of heavy. It was very much worth, like, you had to like reserve a spot for it because of how many people wanted to do it. So I reserved it like way back, like literally, how am I not done with this dungeon yet? I have to complete all, so you're telling me that there's one more room battle down there that okay, alright. Anyways, moving on. So I had to reserve a spot like literally like 3 months ago for it. And it was definitely like worth doing. I would say that it was very well spent, like the money and the time, very well spent. So I've got it. I might include a picture of it if I can remember to. I'm gonna try to remember to, because it's like, I think it's pretty cool. In fact, let me make a note of it in my phone so that I can make sure to. This episode is going up tomorrow, by the way. Today is the 16th. This is going up on the 17th. 150% sure. And I'm so sure of it this time. I say this time because I said this last time too, but that's besides the point. I'm so sure of it this time, I'm gonna put up a tweet tonight when I'm done saying that there will be a video tomorrow. Okay, hold on a minute. What time at the recording are we? We're at 28 minutes, so 28... We'll say 28:10 is about when I was talking about the lightsaber. Yes, so... It was pretty cool. I built a lightsaber. It was neat. It's sitting on my desk right now. It has like a detachable blade, so like you can have it as just the hilt, or you can have it as like, the hilt blade combo. I kind of want to get a stand just for the hilt so I can keep it on my desk, and then, I don't have to fool with the blade because it kind of takes up like a lot of space. I think it's like 33 inches total, which is kind of a lot. It's like, comes up to like, well, I mean, I could stand up right now and measure it, but I think if I remember correctly, it comes up just above my hip, which is kind of like a big, thing. I think. I'm gonna say that, and then someone's gonna be like 33 inches and it just passed his hip. This man is like 5'2", and I'm gonna be like, no. You misunderstand. I'm just bad at guesstimating. I'm just bad at guesstimating. If I were to stand and measure it, it could be like way different. It could be like down to like, my knee or something. It's not that. That would make me a giant, but no. It's a big thing. It's a big sword. So it's very cool. But it's gonna have to find a spot in my room that is, not just sitting across all of my shit. But that feels like an issue for like another day. I'm not doing that anytime soon because it's honestly not really an issue anytime soon. So Honestly, we're probably just gonna go with her again. I know it's kind of like not the best gameplay-wise, but today is not really gameplay. Today is just catching up. Tomorrow, the day after this, will be gameplay. Trust me. But I gotta get back in the swing of things too, because it's been a very long time. Oh, great. Fanatic's back, huh? Okay, well, I need a jester, so start giving me a jester, please. We have a lot of money. We might as well buy some things. Well, it's time to embark again. Try and find something that, like, looks cool, that I don't really have to, like, worry about not getting, because my team will die. Spoiler alert, that's kind of what happened last time, but that's besides the point. That's not that great, I don't think. It's for the sharpshooter, and the sharpshooter's kind of OP, but at the same time, like, it's I don't want that if I could get something else. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this? That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, we'll go here. I don't care. I literally don't care. You will not be able to kill me. I'm sorry to say. If you truly think that you even stand a chance against my single character, you are sorely mistaken. What was I gonna say? I don't actually remember, but that's okay. I don't like that sound. Anywho. Honestly, I'm just gonna walk through like every single part of this dungeon because I have nothing else to do with my time. And I kind of want to talk, so even if we finish it, we're gonna go through every room. So, oh yeah, I was talking about the lightsaber and how it's kind of a pain in the ass to keep. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not the end of the world, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like an inconvenience. But for an inconvenience, it's a very cool inconvenience, so I will live with it. Honestly, like, yep. We need to get it, so just give it to me. We found a secret room, apparently. Oh, just kidding. Never mind. It does not, literally, it does not even matter. I don't even know why I'm messing with it. You're not going to be able to kill me. And apparently she can't get surprised either, so that's cool. Oh, I got an achievement. Kill Squiffy, Ghast, Swine Skiver, Bone Bearer, and Hateful Virago. They're all dead. Goodbye. I need these. Why can't I throw that away? I'm not sure, and I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just simply going to accept it and move on. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I can definitely tell you, though, I'm glad to be home. I just got home yesterday from the second trip, so I think that accounts for all the time. Like I said, there were a couple of days in between the trips and, you know, and whatnot, where I could have recorded, but it was kind of just like, well, I mean, sure, I can, but if I'm only going to be here for a little bit and then immediately going to be going again, like, I don't really see the point in me recording, because there's just going to be like one single episode followed by another immense break. So I didn't. I just said I'm going to pass altogether, and then passed altogether. Quest objective? Okay, they're both over here, so let's just go down and then up. But yeah, so I'm back now. Daily upload should be resuming, because, you know, I've not got anything else happening. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I've missed it. I missed it actually a lot. I kind of feel bad, too, because, like, people have been leaving comments on, like, old videos and stuff in the time that I've been gone, and I've kind of just ignored them. And it's nothing at all against, like, the people commenting. Like, don't get me wrong. The comments are my absolute favorite part of doing this, right? But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna... I don't know. I feel weird to respond to a comment and not have uploaded in, like, you know, I don't know. I wanted to wait until I was ready to start again before I started any part of it again, right? Because, I don't know, it's just like... I didn't want to... Okay. How the fuck did that happen? What? How did I get thrown into a shambler fight? Oh my god. You didn't die. That's bad. Okay. Well, I guess I could say fuck you, bitch. How are you alive? Uh-oh. It's kind of scary, but anyways. Well, you do no damage to me, so it's fine. Goodbye. Oh, shit. Never mind, we're fine. What? Die? What the hell? Am I gonna die? Maybe, actually. Give me help. Okay, we're fine. Crisis averted. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, that was weird, but anyways, I mean, thank God we had this character, right? I literally don't even know how that triggered. I'm not gonna ask any questions, though. Apparently that's just a thing that can happen now. I gotta keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't want to jump back into things before I was ready to. Because, like, I wanted to give myself, like, the right amount of time. So it didn't feel like I was, like, you know, not being, like, forced to, but, like, so I didn't, like, have resentment towards it when I was doing it, right? Like, I wanted to do it on my own time, so that I felt good about doing it. Like, it was something I wanted to do and not something I felt obligated to do, I guess is the best way to put it. Not that answering, you know, comments is like, oh god, I have to answer this comment. Like I said, I love doing that. The problem is, like, it just gets to the point where it's like, after having taken a break, I wanted to make the most of my break. You know, I wanted to make sure that I was fully ready to come back to it. And so that's what I did. So, comments I'm going to be answering tomorrow during the day. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of them that I need to get to. And if you were watching this and you're like, well, what the hell? I left a comment, like, I didn't mean by that. I meant to buy that. If you're like, what the hell? I left a comment so long ago, he just completely ignored me. He didn't even like it. No, trust me, I've read every comment that has come through. Every single comment that I've gotten, I have taken the time to read. I just haven't answered them yet. And I do apologize, but starting tomorrow, that is going to change. I'm going to catch myself up with everything, you know. Also, by the by, yeah, this 278 right here, we have a lot of subscribers now. This is a very outdated number. We're at 293. Look at that. 293 of you have taken the time to subscribe to my channel, and I would like to say thank you so much. That is very cool of you. You're very cool people. Thank you. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna call this an episode. That's like the little recap, where I've been, what's been going on. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna be back to the gameplay kind of stuff, and I have a lot more stories to tell, but I'm not gonna make this like a 2-hour episode. I mean, I could make this like a 2-hour episode, but I'm not going to, because, you know, I'm not gonna be gone for, you know, 25 days and then just throw like a 3-hour special at you. That's, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Trust me though, I've got a lot of stories to tell. Here's a sneak peek for tomorrow's, you know, list of things to talk about. I've written them down, by the way. You know, I'm a very, like, I like to have it written so that I can, like, you know, go back to it. Because, you know, if you've been watching long enough, you know my memory is awful. And I easily forget to do things. This is so I don't forget to do them. So tomorrow's docket, we've got talk about, I found a pearl, like a pearl, like from a clam and an oyster, right? I got one of those, right? And there's a very cool story behind that. And also, I was standing underneath of a covering, and lightning struck a lightning rod 40 feet away from me, and my ears rang for like 3 days. Those are the 2 stories to talk about tomorrow, right? They're very, very cool stories, I think. Tomorrow's like the fun kind of stories day. Today was like the, kind of depressing stuff, and just like the very down, like basic stuff. Tomorrow is like diving into it and like talking about things. So be prepared. Like the next couple episodes is going to be a lot to talk about, but that's for another episode. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for waiting. If you waited and you're back, heyo, welcome back. If you're new and this is the very first episode you're seeing and you're like, who the fuck is this guy talking about Disney and cats breaking things and shit? That's me. I'm DualBlades. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down. If you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. I upload daily, starting tomorrow, daily, at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Every day. Every day. That's a promise. Except, there is an exception to this. If I am extremely busy, in which case I will, miss a day and then upload the next day. But I'm going to try and make sure that doesn't happen because, there shouldn't be a need for it to. I can think of one day that I will be extremely busy and not be able to upload, but that's not until next month. So yeah, I think that we're going to see daily uploads from here on for a pretty good amount of time, and I'm ready for it. So as always, I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you all in the next episode. So long, everybody.